Hello and welcome to Home with Sarah Jane. Today I have a recipe video for you, but today I'm actually making 3 different recipes because I am making 3 different Easter candies for my kids for Easter. So if you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Sarah and I'm a homeschooling mom to 2 girls ages 10 and 14. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by once again. I do really appreciate you. Now, if you watched my kids' Easter, what's inside my kids' Easter basket video, I put it up, I don't know, like a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago. You'll notice in that video, I did not buy a ton of candy. We had just come out of a no spend month. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on snacks and candy. We're trying to kind of stay away from a lot of that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to be careful with how I'm spending my money. We're trying to be more mindful about where our money goes. And so candy was just kind of not high up on the list when it came to me purchasing it for Easter, especially because during our no spend month, I started to learn how to make my own candy, and it was just simple and just as delicious. So why wouldn't I make it from scratch, knowing what's going into this candy, opposed to, you know, buying it for like $4 million. You know what I'm saying? Everything's expensive right now. So today, I'm going to be showing you 3 different candies. So I asked both of my girls and my husband what candy they really want me to try and make. And my oldest daughter, she picked Peppermint Patties. So she wanted a peppermint candy. They came out fantastic. My youngest daughter wanted some kind of like chocolate peanut butter egg. So we also made that. And then my husband, he just told me to kind of pick one that he thinks that we would both like. So I ended up picking maple walnut truffles. And let me just tell you, all 3 of these candies came out fantastic. They may not be the most beautiful, but they taste phenomenal. They are all very, very good. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make all 3 of those candies. And I am going to be freezing most of these, just so you know. I am going to be freezing most of these candies so that I can actually package them up and give them to my kids in their Easter baskets. So let's just get started. So for this first recipe, we're going to be making chocolate peanut butter candy. And with this recipe, you need powdered sugar, peanut butter. I'm using semi-sweet chocolate chips and milk chocolate chips. You also need vanilla, brown sugar, unsalted butter, and salt. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to melt 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. Okay, so now I'm gonna add in 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Now I started making these recipes during my no spend month because I really wanted candy, and I thought that these would be perfect to make for Easter because Reese's peanut butter cups or Reese's eggs or just the peanut butter chocolate combination candy is my youngest daughter's favorite. So I thought that it would be a really great recipe, and now that I know how to do it myself, I decided instead of buying all of their Easter candy, I will make their favorite Easter candy from scratch. And these are so good. Okay, so to that I need, what do I need? 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And what I like about making your own candy is you can use the same recipe, but just shape them different with different like cookie cutters or different molds. And you could really have these for any holiday. It doesn't have to be Easter. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the salt. Now you don't need a lot of salt. I think it's only 1/4 teaspoon. Yeah. Now I'm going to add in the 1 cup of peanut butter. I've never tried using crunchy peanut butter or chunky peanut butter. I've only ever used creamy peanut butter, but that's because I was trying to go for the consistency of, you know, the popular candy. but I'm sure it would be really tasty with crunchy peanut butter or chunky peanut butter as well. Looks kind of weird right now. Okay, and then to this mixture, I'm gonna add powdered sugar. Now, in total, I'm gonna be using 2 cups of powdered sugar, but I'm going to add it in gradually and kind of mix as I go. It smells so good. I am a huge candy fan, so it could be a little dangerous making my own all the time. Always having a stash of homemade candy. I remember the first time I made this recipe, it didn't even make it, they didn't even make it through one whole day. We ate these candies so fast. They came out so good. And I am pretty much kind of like a peanut butter cup snob, so I was not thinking I was gonna like these when I originally made them, and I thought, hey, I'll give it a try anyway, see if my kids like them. And I thought these were really, really good. Okay, so that is it for the peanut butter mixture. So it's really simple to put together. I love that you don't have to cook or bake this one. It's just like ingredients you mix together, you refrigerate it or freeze it, and then you dip it in chocolate. That's what I love about this recipe, is that it's super simple and there's no cooking or baking involved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a parchment lined baking sheet. Now, the recipe that I'm using calls for an 8x8 like baking dish, but when I did my 8x8 baking dish last time, I felt, or at least for us, I felt that the peanut butter center was a bit thick. So I'm gonna try it out on this, baking sheet instead and see if we like the peanut butter a little thinner. At least I know we will, but I don't wanna go too thin though. I'm just gonna press this into the bottom. I'm gonna plop this in the freezer until it firms up. So you do wanna make sure that it's pretty firm, because you have to use a cookie cutter or whatever device you wanna use to cut out your shapes. And this will fall apart or crumble if this peanut butter mixture is not set and firm. So I'm gonna put this in the freezer until it's nice and firm, and then we will probably cut these into the shape of maybe like eggs or something. We'll see. Okay, so now this is nice and firm. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it off of the cookie sheet. And the only egg shape I have is this kind of large one, so yeah. I know I could pretty much try and shape them myself, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna use a real big egg, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna take all of this leftovers, I'm gonna, roll it all back together. And then I'm gonna re-roll it out and make even more eggs out of this. Now I don't wanna waste any of this, so I'm just gonna kind of shape this one by hand. Gonna be kind of wonky, but it'll still taste good. There we go. So now all I'm gonna do is I'm going to put these back on a parchment lined baking sheet. Did I say that weird? Baking sheet? I said banking, I think, like going to the bank. No, you're gonna put these on a parchment lined baking sheet and you're gonna freeze these until they're firm again, and then we can actually dip them in chocolate. Okay, so I got the chocolate melted for the peanut butter eggs. You do want to leave the peanut butter mixture in the freezer as long as possible before you dip it into the chocolate. And what I mean by that is that you don't want to pull them out and then melt your chocolate. You want to pull them out when the chocolate's already ready, because as these start to like defrost a little, they get kind of challenging to work with. So you do want these really, really cold when you dip them. What did you do?
What?
Did you dip some in? And you just want to kind of be gentle with these ones because, like I said, these are a little bit more difficult to work with. Okay, I need to melt some more chocolate. More chocolate melted. And while I was melting this, I did pop the peanut butter eggs back in the freezer because, again, they're very challenging to work with if they start to defrost or, you know, thaw out. So let me grab those. Okay, we only have a few left. There's only 6 left on here. Complete and total mess. So now I'm going to just put these in the freezer until they're nice and hard, and then I will show you what they look like as soon as they are done. So now we're going to make peppermint patties. For this one, very few ingredients. You just need, you know, some kind of chocolate to coat it. These are dark chocolate flavored melting wafers that I'm using. I don't normally use these, but I had them in my pantry, so I thought that these would be perfect to use in this recipe. And then you also need powdered sugar. You need, what is this? Light corn syrup, and you need mint or peppermint extract. And then you just need a little bit of water. So again, very few ingredients for this one, and this is my oldest daughter's favorite. Okay, so to this stand mixer, I am adding 2 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of water. I don't know if you could hear it, but my dog is snoring so loud. And then I'm going to add 3/4 teaspoon of the mint extract. Oh, this one's not even open. Oh, come on. Yay, there we go. Now this you want to be careful with because it is very strong. There's 1. And again, this is only a 1/4 teaspoon, so I'm using 3 of these. 3. Oops, I think I got a little more. It'll be extra flavorful. And then I need some light corn syrup. I forgot how much though. What did I say? 3 tablespoons. I need 3 tablespoons of light corn syrup. There's 1. 2. Oh my gosh, I can smell the mint so much already. It smells so good. I love the smell of mint. I just love mint in general. I hope that was 3. I don't know what hopefully that was 3. I just kind of kept going. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix this together really quickly. That is strong. Okay, so now I'm gonna add in some powdered sugar. Now I'm going to add it in gradually so it can really get mixed up in here. And I'm going to add 4 cups of powdered sugar. Now I'm gonna be mixing it in a half a cup at a time. So now I have this lined baking sheet and my, what is this, mixture? Peppermint mixture? There we go. So all I'm gonna do is I'm going to scoop out a little bit of the mixture. I'm going to roll it into a ball and I'm just gonna place it on my mat. Okay, so now that these are all rolled out, I'm just gonna take that little bowl that I was using for the water earlier, and I'm just going to push these down to make them in the shape of the patty. If I can, it's stuck now. I forgot to spray it. It'll survive. Okay, let me spray the top of this before I forget again. So now I'm going to melt a little bit of this chocolate just so I can put chocolate on the very top before I refrigerate them. So now that I have just a little bit of this chocolate melted, I'm just going to go ahead and spread a thin layer of chocolate on top of each patty, and then I'm going to refrigerate these. Ooh, that's a lot. Whoops. That one went a little crazy. Into the fridge. Now that these peppermint patties are nice and firm, I'm gonna go ahead and melt down the rest of the chocolate so I can finish dipping them. Okay, so here we go. Wish me luck. I'm terrible at dipping candies in chocolate. They never come out pretty, but they do usually come out tasty, and I guess that's, to me, more important. Okay, so now I'm gonna pop the peppermint patties back in the fridge and I will show you what they look like when they're all done. Okay, so these next candies are maple walnut truffles. Now these are the ones that I'm making more for my husband. For this recipe, you need, some kind of chocolate to coat them in, maple syrup, some unsalted butter, maple extract, powdered sugar, walnuts, and vanilla extract. There's a child up here. So for this one, you need 1/4 cup of unsalted butter, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, 1½ cups of powdered sugar, and I'm just going to mix this together. Okay, so now I'm going to add in the extracts. Now, remember, when you're working with maple extract, or even earlier how we were using peppermint extract, it is really easy to use too much of it. So just be careful when you're pouring this in, because it is very, very flavorful. I am only going to be adding 1/4 teaspoon of the maple extract. And then I will also be adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, so I took a look at the chopped walnuts that I bought. And for me personally, I feel that these are just a little bit large, so I'm gonna chop them just a little bit more. But I am gonna be using 8 ounces of walnuts inside this recipe. So that's this whole bag. Now that these are all mixed together, I'm gonna actually chill this for about 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes, so this is nice and chilled. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my little tablespoon scooper, and I'm just gonna form these into little balls. And then I'm gonna place these on either parchment or a silicone baking mat. I'm using a silicone baking mat. These are a little sticky. That's why you wanna make sure that they're nice and chilled. Okay, so here they are. I'm gonna chill these for 10 more minutes, pretty much just while I'm melting down the chocolate so I could dip these in chocolate. But if these aren't chilled enough, they will fall apart and they'll be really hard to cover with chocolate. So I'm gonna pop these into chill. So here we go. I always make such a mess. Okay, so now these are all dipped. I'm gonna put these in the refrigerator until they're nice and set, And again, I will show you what they look like at the very end.
Okay, so here they are all done. We have our peanut butter eggs, our peppermint patties, and our maple walnut truffles. These are all really, really great recipes because not only are they really tasty, but you don't really have to bake or cook anything. It's pretty much, mix the ingredients, refrigerate, dip them in chocolate. So these are all great options, super simple. And again, I wanted to learn how to make candy during our no spend month, and these 3 recipes were probably our favorite. So if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. Thank you so much for stopping by. You have a great day. Bye.